Welcome back to the broadcast. Well, you've heard by now that the flu bug is running its way across North Texas, and many people are being affected. So we've invited Dr. Walter Gaiman to sit down with us and talk about this year's strain and what we can do to protect ourselves and our families. Doctor, did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Gaiman.
Gaiman,
yeah.
So thanks for coming to talk to us. We were just asking you during the break, is it really any different than any other year? And you said absolutely yes.
Yes, it's much worse this year. The strain this year is H1N1. It's a type A influenza. Used to be called the swine flu. It's deadly. And most of the people dying are under 60. They're very young people. They're otherwise healthy. So this isn't like someone who's 75 and's got multi-system disease and gets the flu. This is different, and this is deadly.
I thought we were done with the swine flu.
No, they just named it H1N1.
Okay. They just rename it.
Well, it's kind of scary because you are hearing these stories about young people passing away, a 29-year-old, a 13-year-old, who seemingly were otherwise healthy, and you're saying that's what's really making this one bad, right?
That's right. That's right. It attacks them. They get secondary pneumonias, secondary respiratory failures, and they die. And there's not much doctors can do in that situation. Prevention, immunization is so important.
What can we do to keep from getting the flu?
Besides the flu shot,
immunizations?
Well, if you see someone hacking and coughing, run the other way.
Isn't everyone hacking and coughing right now?
That's the problem.
How do you know it's not a cold? That's the thing.
Well, right now, the recommendation by the Department of Health is assume it's the flu.
Oh, wow.
For us doctors, assume it's the flu and treat. Have a high index of suspicion. If you're not quite sure, treat.
So what are some indicators that it's the flu? Body chills, fever?
Yeah, you're going to get a fever, usually up to 103. Your whole body's going to hurt. You may not have many other symptoms. You might have a little runny nose, a little cough, but you feel horrible. You feel absolutely horrible, and that's a good indication right now that you've got influenza.
And those people should go to a hospital, to a doctor, start getting treated instead of waiting, right?
Do not wait. The doctor who advised you run, don't walk, that was good advice. Do not wait. And you're right, when you get immunized, it takes 2 weeks to get immunity.
Right.
And you know, that 2-week window, you hear a lot of people say, well, I got the flu shot and I got the flu. No. You waited till January to get your flu shot. It takes 2 weeks to get immunity. During those 2 weeks, you got exposed to the flu. Well, so it wasn't the shot that made you sick. It's you waited too long.
I was wondering yesterday if I waited too long to get my kids vaccinated.
Well, it's not too late, but we're in an epidemic.
I know, because we're like at the end. Well, we're in the thrust of it right now.
Yes.
We're going to be coming to the end. Now the stores are starting to run out, and I'm thinking, well, should I just blow it off? You know, because they were giving me all kinds of grief about getting in there and doing it last night.
No, I would not blow it off. I would get treated as quickly as possible.
Okay. So.
And you did say that there is a correlation between the flu and pneumonia, because especially in our older generations, well, Barbara Bush was just in the hospital in Houston with pneumonia. And so there is a connection between pneumonia and the flu?
Yeah, pneumonia just means your lungs are infected typically with bacteria. And so typically people get influenza, they get totally weakened, and they get a secondary bacterial infection in their lungs. And that's where they get into big trouble. But you know, it's not just the people who die. It's the people who are hospitalized, the people off work, the hit to the economy. There's other complications of the flu. So this is a big deal, and people should get immunized. Next year, get immunized in September.
Sure.
You know, do it ahead of time when no one's got the flu. That's the time to get it.
I'll tell you this much. I think the last time I got the flu was 15 years ago, and I thought I was going to die. It probably took me 4 weeks before I finally started feeling normal again.
Yeah.
So I've gotten a shot ever since because I don't ever want to experience that again.
That was me last year. I had it really bad, and a cough that lingered for about 6 weeks. I was very, very sick.
One question.
You haven't? I do have a question. Is there something we can take that's just on the counter, or something simple like, you know, that emergency that you can stir up and drink? Is there something that we should be doing every day, just like vitamins, pump up the vitamin C?
Well, I mean, you could take multiple vitamins. You could take vitamin D. But there's no guarantee that'll protect you against flu.
Even if you've got a great immune system, you're still not completely...
These people who died had great immune systems.
Okay.
Don't
stay
wait.
home if you're sick, too, right?
Yeah,
Don't feel guilty about calling in sick to work. I know we all have that, you know, that fear that if you call in sick to work, you're somehow going to be looked at as not a reliable employee. But really, you're doing the responsible thing to not get everyone else sick.
And if your kids are maybe sick, please leave them home, right?
Right.
Because I just think, you know, if they're just one little thing wrong, just it's better to keep them in than send them on and risk
Right.
Absolutely.
everything else.
Dr. Hammond, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have some flu resources on our website, thebroadcasttv.com. Just click on today's links and that'll get you started. Our next guest has a very flavorful, creative menu in the hip Bishop Arts District. We're cooking with Bolsa when we come back.